Sonny, great to talk to you. Happy new season. Today we're going to talk a little bit about your influences in your life, in your career. So I want to start with who were your biggest influences on the decision of becoming a footballer?
Yeah, it has to be my dad, ex-player, and he was my teacher, he was my football friend, still football friends.
Do you talk to him after matches? Does he give you pointers? Is he a little bit like...
Not really.
No?
Now I think he also respect my age. Also, he understand my experience in a professional level. So, but when I was still 18, 20, I was getting hammered. So I was like, wow, that's tough. But you know, I think nowadays he understand me more. So I'm doing what I feel, but also sometimes when I have to ask him, I'm always open to ask him. So we're always having football conversation, which is always fun.
Who was your biggest influence 10 years ago when you first started here, your first season at Spurs? Who was your biggest influence?
Wow, that's tough one. So I was in Germany and started playing in the national team. So it has to be Jon Park, which was my ex-national team captain. I still say he's national hero, and he brings so much dream to young players. When I was young, so dream to play in the Premier League. So because he opens the way, you know, I think he was the first proper player that played in the Premier League with a successful and with a lot of competition. And I mean, he influenced so much. And when I saw him, you know, one day I want to be like him, you know, and it was my aim, it was my dream to be. And now we are good friend of mine. Obviously talked a lot about the football and also about the future of our Korean football. So, and I mean, he was massive.
And what about here at the club in your first season, settling you in?
There's a lot of players helping me a lot. Look, Harry, I almost say H. So yeah, Harry and Ben Davies, Eric Dyer and Deli. I think those guys are really helped a lot to settling me here. So yeah, it was massive for me. And they were, because I couldn't understand English, they were still using their body language. So like this and this, and it was meaningful, you know, because they commit to it, you know, like they're open to it.
And who was your biggest influence on becoming a false nine?
One of my favorite players was the Brazilian Ronaldo. When I was a kid, I was watching a lot of clips of him, and especially 2002 World Cup when he had the special hairstyle, the special hairstyle. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I watched a lot of video of him and the movement, what he does, especially so fast, scoring, and he's been always ruthless. You know, if he had a chance, he scored all the time. You know, I think he was in a clip. He influences so much. I don't know if he's a false nine, but I wanted to move him like him and want to score goals like him. And you know, it was just in a clip. I think it helps a lot for being striker.
Who was your influence in the way you deal with fame and exposure? Because everybody talks about how grounded you are, how the way you treat people, you know.
All the words from my dad, I think it helps a lot, you know. So I don't know about fame. I don't really care about the fame, because most importantly that I'm playing football, which is I most love, and because you get a fame because you're playing well, you are in a Premier League, but it's not everything, you know. For me, it's not everything, you know. I just want to be happy when I'm on the pitch. I want to improve every single time. I want to be top level as long as possible, but most importantly, being good human being, you know. Stay humble, and you have to thinking about the others, you know, who sacrifice for you, you know, and you have to be always grateful. So my dad told me, you know, even when I was eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, before I sleep, he kept telling me that story, and you know, I still have this habit, and I think this is not just showing that my humanity, but you know, it's just like now I'm having this habit, you know, and I think for me, footballers, yes, is very important. Being good footballer is also very important, but I think more human being is the more important than footballers.
Yeah, talking about being a role model, you are a role model, a godfather for Ben Davies' son. Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, I didn't expect that role, and Ben is being always best friend, almost in 10 years now. I left my country early age, didn't finish my high school. Ben is that I can say that he's one of my closest friends, spending 10 years, spending time with his family, with my family. When we have a free time, we always go out for dinner, lunch, whatever we call brunch, what we call, and seeing his son, yeah, it's just fantastic. I never felt this. It's not even my son, but it felt like so emotional, you know. It was, and he trusts me, giving that role. It means something special to me, and I want to be good godfather.
I know it's tough, but if you could pick like a top 3 important, influential people in your 10 years at Spurs.
It's H, definitely up there.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, because never seen player like him. You know, he can do all. I think even if he was a defender, I think he was doing well. You know, so I think he's having everything. You know, but he works hard. I think nobody sees that he works hard. You know, he's always in the first guy in the gym, and going home latest player. And second, I would say Ben Davies, human being, fantastic. And in 10 years, I never see him differently. Every day is same. He's always consistent, you know. And third, I would say Natalie King. I think nobody said bad things about him. So he's still around in the club, seeing him, he's always smiling. I want to be like him, you know. I want to be, in the end, everybody look at me like, oh, Sonny was always smiling. Sonny was always gives a good vibes.
And your biggest influence on fashion, because I know you kind of like fashion. I see you sometimes in some events.
I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love fashion. Not more than my football, but it's also my dad. I mean, I spend a lot of time with my dad. But Dad always wanted to be. Footballers look similar, look same. You know, like footballer when they dress, it's similar. You know, like, and when I go to school or when I go out for dinner, he always told me, "Don't dress like footballer."
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, what do you mean by that? And I'm not saying he's the best dresser, but I think he was really helpful. That some words, it changed my mind, you know, my open mind, and I'm still learning.
Good answer, Sonny. Thank you very much. Happy new season. Good luck.
Thank you very much.